Hi lovelies, welcome to Blending Creative. Today I'll be teaching you how to sew this top. In our previous video I taught you how to draft a pattern for it, and here we are. If you are new to my channel, please click on the subscribe button. If you have not subscribed, please click on the subscribe button. Also, I drop sewing tutorials every week on my channel. Do also check on my channel every week and every two days. So alright, so this is the front part of the front part and the mid part of the top. So you have to cut it on fold. There's no slit at the middle. So that's the cup. Also, I went ahead to use my pattern to cut the cup part of it. Cut the cup part of it. So you can do that to yours also. So, and the thing I did to this cup part is that I have to cut it double. That is one part of the cup 2-piece, one part of the cup 2-piece, making it 4-piece, because I'm going to use one as lining and the other as the real fabric. So I went ahead to use a lycra for my cup. So, and this is the side of the front. It's 2-piece also, and I went ahead to cut lining, and also the middle piece I cut lining for each of them. So this is the back piece. The back piece I also went ahead to cut lining and the fabric we're going to use. So I'm going to be using the Ankara for the main body. The cup will be a lycra, and also the sleeve lycra, and on the upper part of the back. You can see the upper part of the back also I cut it, and I make it I cut it the way I cut the cup, that is double for each of part of the piece, one to turn the other. So we will go ahead and join the front piece. We're going to join the front piece. We're going to join the middle piece with a 2-side piece, the way you see me do here. So you go ahead to your sewing machine and sew straight. So and also you go ahead and line the back also. You can line the back also. So I'll just do that to the front piece, and also I'm going to cut the lining same way. So for the cup we are going to sew at the neckline. We are going to sew straight and flip over. Now I told you we're going to use one as lining and the other as the main fabric. But if you do not have enough fabric, you can cut another material too, or you can use lining to cut same piece and sew it and flip it over. So we just go ahead and sew it. So I'm done sewing the front part of the bust here. So you can see that the cup is already forming out. So you go ahead also and do that to your lining, which I did to my lining also. I have to sew my lining also. So, and also my cup, I've already sewn the cup and I have flipped it over. You can see that I flipped it over. I just want to show you how I sewed it. You can see how I sewed it. So just go ahead and flip it over. That's basically for the cup for now. So for those who want to put boning on this top, you can go ahead and flip the cloth over to the wrong side of the fabric and sew your bias straight at the joining there. Sew it straight at both sides. I don't want to attach boning to my top, so I'm just selling for those who want to attach bone to their top. So you can do that and then flip it over and insert your boning. So if you are through doing that, you can turn it over. So we are going to measure the cup area. Go ahead and use that tape to measure the cup area, and also we'll go ahead and gather the round shape of our cup. So I'll just go ahead and measure the cup area. You too can go ahead and do the same to yours. So the next thing we're going to do is for us to gather our draped corset. So I'm using hand needle, so you can use your sewing machine to do that, but I'm using hand needle. You can use that to do running stitches through the bottom part of the corset. So you just go ahead and do that. So you are going to gather it to the size that the inches that you measured your cup. If your cup is 13, if it is 12, you're going to drag the fabric to the size of 12. So you can see that I'm done doing that. I would just advise you that you shouldn't use lycra on the Ankara, and it does not really go very well because the lycra is somehow dragging the Ankara. So we'll go ahead and sew the cup at this cup area of our bottom part of the dress. So we'll go ahead and sew it. Like I told you, you are going to drag it. You're going to gather it to the size of this the cup area. So you can see I've done that. I have sewn my corset to the bottom part of the top. So next thing to do is to fix our lining. For those who are adding bone into theirs, you must have been through adding your bone to the fabric. So we should go ahead and sew the lining on it. This part is very technical and very, very difficult, so please pay close attention. So you're just going to sew it, going to use the wrong side facing you. You're going to put the edge facing edge. You're going to sew it all over through one cup, then you pause to that very tip. So you're going to sew it down there, then you're going to stop, and before you do the other one. So this place is very difficult. Be patient, and if you make mistake, you can go over and do yours again. So I'm through doing that, and I've flipped it over. So it is the next cup that we're going to sew our lining on. So this is the most difficult part of it. And so you flip it over again and continue sewing. So this part is very difficult, so be patient and you get the desired result. So at the cup area, you just go ahead and sew it down, following the shape of the cup. Please do not distort the shape of the cup by sewing straight. Follow the curved part of it while sewing. So you go ahead to your sewing machine and sew it. Like I told you, this is very difficult, so be patient with yourself and sew it all through. So I'll just go ahead and do that to my dress. So I'm through sewing the lining on my dress. So we're almost through with the front part of our dress. So we're going to go ahead and sew the lining to the Ankara. When you sew, you're going to join the side. So for the back bodies, we are going to line it now. Also the upper part, you are going to also sew it the way you sew the front, straight, and you flip it over. So we are going to put it under. We're going to put it inside, in between the lining and the fabric. That's where you are going to put it. So go ahead and put it, attach it to it using the where you notched as your zipper allowance. That's where you are going to sew the neckline to. You can see how I'm placing it on it. So you sew it down, go ahead to your sewing machine and sew it down. So I'm through doing that. So our dress is basically almost ready. So I've done that to the other part or the other side of the back. So we're going to go ahead and add that. So from the zipper allowance, where the zipper where we notch at a zipper allowance, we're going to measure your darts, that your nipple to nipple point. We're going to measure it down, and we're going to take a landing down. So you can see I'm through sewing my darts. So we're going to go ahead and join the front part bodice to the back bodice. So we're going to join it. So your sewing allowance, you're going to just remove your sewing allowance that you added, and that will be all. Then join the shoulder. That will be all for now. So we'll go ahead to a sewing machine and do that. Remember, I've not attached my zipper, so I'm through doing that. You can see our dress is almost coming out. So the next thing we're going to do now is to take the black fabric, which is the lycra I use, and you take the fabric you're going to use to pleat at the bottom. You cut 4 inches. I use 4 inches for mine, so you can use whatever length that you want. So, and whatever length that you want, so just explore it. You must not do exactly what is there. So if you want yours to be shorter, you can use 3 inches, 2.5 inches. So I have gone ahead to cut out my 4 inches long strip. So I'm just going to add them together so that it will be longer. So for it to be enough for me to pleat at the bottom of my top. So I'll go ahead to my sewing machine and pleat like this till I've exhausted every area of the bottom part of the top. So we'll go straight to the sleeve. The sleeve, you just cut out. This is how I want my sleeve to look like. So you just cut out the shape of your sleeve, not shaping the bottom of it. So I'll just go ahead, fold it into 2. I will be using the Ankara as my band. So I'm just going ahead and cut my sleeve circumference and use the Ankara to cut it. Then I'm just going to gather the bottom of my sleeve to it, and that will be basically all for the sleeve. Then I'll join my sleeve. So you can see that our dress has really come out beautifully. So all we just need to do is to attach our sleeve. So please subscribe to my channel if you have not subscribed to my channel. Please give this video a thumbs up. I would love to hear what you feel about my video. Please do comment on the comment section. Drop your comment in the comment section. After attaching your sleeve, you can go ahead and sew your button to the middle point of your blouse. Sew it down. You can tack it with your hand needle. And see you in our next tutorial. Bye.